first involved with this case?
Rikers Island.
Why were you there?
Stolen property. A guy sold me some baseball cards. They were stolen.
And you knew they were stolen?
Yeah, I guess.
While you were at Rikers Island, did you engage in a certain conversation with the Wendell Bolden?
Yes, ma'am.
You want to tell me about that conversation?
He said he knew about a drugstore holdup where a guy was killed and was thinking of turning the guy into a break.
And what did you do as a result of this conversation?
I called Detective Gluck and told him what I knew.
Because you wanted to break too, is that right?
Yeah.
So Bolden told you he knew about the crime. Was there anything else?
That was it.
Did he tell you about some cigarettes?
Yeah, he...
Objection. She's leading.
Withdrawn. What else did he tell you?
That he got some cigarettes from this guy. 2 cartons.
Did he tell you the name of the person that he got the cigarettes from?
No. Just that he was sure the guy was in the holdup.
Nothing further.
Mr. Zinzi, how long were you in jail?
43 days.
Do people in jail look for stories to report to the police? Objection. The question is too vague. Well, let me put it this way, Mr. Zinzi. This Mr. Bolden was going to use this story for his own benefit. Is that right?
Right.
And you decided to use it for your benefit?
Right. Lots of guys in jail do that.
You use stories and you use people, right?
Sometimes.
And the outcome of your talking with the detective in question is that you were able to reach the district attorney's office and strike a deal. Isn't that right? You were able to strike a deal that got you out of jail early. Isn't that right?
That's right.
You happy with the deal?
Yeah.
Nothing further. You wanted a break, Mr. Zinzi. Why did you need a break? You only had a few months to do this. Isn't that right?
Some guys were sexually harassing me, sir.
Sexually harassing? Were they calling you a sissy? What does sexually harassing mean to you?
They wanted to have sex with me.
So to save yourself from being gang raped, is that what they wanted to do to you?
Yeah.
And you were afraid?
Yeah.
You were afraid and you would have said just about anything to get out of that situation. Is that right?
I guess so.
Would you lie?
No.
Let me get this straight, Mr. Zinni. You'd buy stolen goods for profit, rat on somebody to save your own hide, but you're too good to lie. Is that right?
I'm not lying now.
As a matter of fact, this Bolden was going to see what he could get out of this, but you stole his chance to, didn't you?
I guess.
Nothing further.
Yeah, well, I found where the payday is, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess.
You guess. What you guessing about? When I'm so flat I can't even get enough money to buy a can of beer? I need to put together a payroll pool. Get my pockets fat. F-A-T. I talked to Bobo. He's down. But Bobo liable not to show. When he shows correct. But sometimes he acts like a spaceman or something.
Bobo's not Einstein.
Whatever. You don't need to be no Einstein to get paid. All you gotta do is have a heart. You got the heart?
For what?
To get paid. I got sure to get over it. You know that drugstore got burned out that time? They get all fixed up now. Drugstores always keep money.
That's what Bobo said?
Yeah, all we need is a lookout. Check the place out. Make sure there ain't no bag of stuff and D's around the back. You down for it? So what is it?
Okay, Steve, now stay with me. We're going to play a little game. I'm going to take this cup and place it on the table. Then I'm going to ask you some questions. When I like the answers you give me, I'll leave the cup facing up. When I don't like the answers, I'll turn it upside down. You figure out what's wrong with the answer you gave me, all right?
Why?
Do you know James King?
No. Yeah, casually.
When was the last time you spoke to him before the robbery?
Last summer. I don't know for sure. I mean, he's not a guy I talk to a lot.
Why is he dressed in a prison uniform? Prosecution is going to try to connect him to my client. With him in prison gear, that prejudices my client.
He refused to put on a suit. We made the offer.
It's still prejudicial.
To tell you the truth, I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. This guy looks like a basket case and he's going to act like one. I don't want to hold the case up while you guys convince this guy to wear a suit. Let's go on with the case.
I'd like to establish the objection.
Okay, I'll overrule it. Let's get going.
Please state your full name.
Richard Evans,
Mr. Evans, how old are you?
22.
And you are sometimes known by another name, a nickname, or tag?
They call me Bobo.
Now, Mr. Evans, do you know the people who are seated at these two tables, Mr. Steve Harmon and Mr. James King?
Yeah, I know them.
How long have you known them?
I've been knowing King all my life. I just met the other guy before the robbery went down.
Before we go any further, Mr. Evans, I noticed that you are wearing a prison uniform. What is your current status?
I'm doing a heavy and a half up at Brittany Haven.
Will you explain to the jury what a heavy and a half is?
7 years and a half to 10 years.
And what are you doing the time for?
Selling drugs.
And you've been arrested before?
I've been arrested for breaking and entering, grand theft auto, and one time for taking a car radio, and one time for fighting a guy who died.
So the arrest for fighting a guy that died was manslaughter, is that correct?
Yeah, I got 3 years.
I think the record will show that you got 5 to 10 years and served 3.
Whatever.
Mr. Evans, can you tell me what happened on this 22nd of December of last year?
Me and King planned out a get-over, and we done it.
Can you explain to the jury what this particular get-over was?
We hit a drugstore.
Can you tell me as much as you can about the plan and what actually happened?
We went over a place and sat down in the car outside. Then we got the sign from him.
Let the record show that Mr. Evans is pointing towards Mr. Harmon. Go on.
Objection.
Sustained. Is he identifying him or not?
Can you identify the man from whom you got the sign that everything was all right?
That's him, sitting next to the woman with red hair.
Let the record show that Mr. Evans is pointing towards Mr. Harmon. Go on.
So we got the sign that everything was cool. King took a hit on some crack we had, and then we went in. We started a beef with the dude behind the counter. He came up with the chrome and started shouting and stuff.
A chrome?
Yeah, a gun. Anyway, King was trying to get the gun from him, and I was going for the money. Then I heard the gun go off. I looked over and saw the guy falling down, and King was holding the chrome. We grabbed what we wanted and split. That was it.
What else did you grab besides the money?
We took some cigarettes and left.
Then what did you do?
Then we went down to the chicken joint over Lenox Avenue across from the bridge. We got some fried chicken and wedgies and some sodas.
Who was with you at the time?
Just me and King.
When did you find out that Mr. Nesbitt, the drugstore owner, was dead?
The word was in the street that night.
What happened to the money that you got from the robbery?
Like I said, we spent some of it on fried chicken and wedgies. Then me and King split the rest.
You indicated that Mr. Harmon gave you the all-clear signal so you could proceed with the robbery. Is that right?
Yeah.